Good afternoon, Fen friends. It is time for Teen Time with Miss Teresa. Together, we're going to do some exercises and movement. Today, we're going to do some exercises and movements that are actually slower than what we've been doing. There's something called yoga that many people do that helps with flexibility and relaxation and focusing your thoughts. And so that's today what we are going to do. So, as usual, you are going to do some exercises some warm up exercises while I chat with your parents real quick about the benefits of yoga, even for children. So, we have been doing our jumping jacks and our fireworks jumps and our balancing and what do we do? Sit ups and push ups. But then I taught you some firemen exercises. Firemen are one of our community helpers and they do a lot of training. So I know I showed you last week a couple of firemen training ones. So let's see if we can refresh our memory. Okay. There was a step up one. So I need our box. You could just step up onto a pillow. We also had a push to ceiling. We also had our bar lift up. So those are just some of them. So let's just do 3 of them I will review with you. And you could do those while I'm talking with your parents, all right? So the step up one is easy. All you're doing is stepping up and then stepping down. And then stepping up and then stepping down. And you maybe want to alternate which leg you start with, okay? So that's a step up. You want to step up onto something that is sturdy and safe. Maybe a pillow might be better for now, but you definitely want to make sure it's something safe. So then the other one was a floor to ceiling lift. So this, you want to arch your legs. You want to have something on the floor that's not too heavy. I'm just using a block. You could even use a teddy bear or a book bag, maybe some things, but you don't want it too heavy because you don't want it to fall onto your head. Okay? So with the to floor to ceiling, you want to bend your knees. You bend down at your knees, you lift it up, and you're going to go and push up. And then bend your knees and back down. Lift and push up. It's as easy as that. The last one that we're going to do today is the bar lift, okay? And all this is a similar movement that's on the floor. You have your legs shoulder width apart, and you're going to reach down and grab the bar, and then you're just going to stand up with it. We're not pushing it over our head or anything like that. So we're going to bend our knees, pick up the bar, and then we're just going to lift. And you kind of tighten your legs. And then you let it down. Okay, so it's a lot of movement in your legs. Bend, pick up, and lift up. Okay? So those are the 3 different warm-up exercises that you can be working on while I am reviewing with your parents just the benefits of doing yoga. All right, so yoga actually for kids can manage and help with their anxiety. Everyone has a certain amount of anxiety. Some people have a smaller amount of anxiety, some people have larger amounts, and we can find ways to be able to manage it and deal with it. So yoga is one way by doing breathing exercises and relaxation that can help us with stress management. And even kids go under stress. And during this time, we've noticed more and more kids are dealing with that. Okay. Another one is benefit is helping kids with their emotional regulation. They learn to be in the present moment and to relax and gain a peaceful state of mind, and that helps them to calm down. It builds and boosts their self-esteem. Okay, so when a child can learn a pose and be flexible and do different things like that, they're gaining self-esteem and confidence in themselves because they're able to do something that they weren't able to do in the beginning. Yoga increases a child's body awareness and their mindfulness of what's going on with their body and how they can move it and what they're capable of doing. Okay, also enables them to increase their concentration and their memory, that they're concentrating and focusing on holding a move and their memory of recalling a move and combining different ones. Yoga can be very beneficial for increasing their concentration and their memory, and strength and flexibility. You would think, oh, well, we're not lifting anything, but when you have to hold your own body weight up, that is increasing your strength of your muscles. Also, flexibility. When you have to reach and stretch in a lot of these different moves, it increases your flexibility. And the last one is yoga works on teaching discipline and reduces impulsivity, because with yoga a lot of times it reduces challenging behaviors because it provides a physical outlet in which children can express themselves, and it also talks or helps to teach them about clearing their mind and perfecting their different poses, so it gives them a feeling of accomplishment, which helps to decrease different discipline problems. Okay, so that's just 7 of them. I got that from A to Z earlychildhood.org offline. They're just benefits of yoga for kids. So, and it's something fun that you can do with your kids. You don't have to have a yoga mat. I got mine at the $5 store, kind of thin. They have ones that are more expensive, but I just found $5 ones at the $5 store. The Five Below store, okay? And it's just a thin purple mat. These are usually longer, but I cut them for our kids to be able to use in school. So I'm gonna lay it here where you can see it, but you could use a rug, you could use a fluffy towel. It doesn't have to be a yoga mat. It just helps for when you're doing it that it does not, it's more comfortable to be on something than a cold floor. So, this week we've been talking about community helpers, and a lot of our community helpers have to do exercises and movements particular to their occupation. So that's what I'm going to do today, is different poses that go with what a community helper would do. All right. So I'm going to navigate on my computer to that so that I can see it up in front of me while I'm doing them, and then we will get started. So friends, do you have a rug or a towel that you can get set up on? All right, so the first one is a really easy one. It's called the reporter. Somebody that serves in the community and they're a reporter, okay, they often just stand very still, right? And then maybe talking on the microphone, but a good way to start is just being the reporter, okay? And I can close my eyes. I can work on my balance. I move it a little bit, okay? But it takes a lot of concentration. Sometimes it helps to put your feet a little bit apart to get a good stable base, okay? And I can take deep breaths. How about we do 3? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Pretty easy, right? Reporter was a really easy one. Now, another one of a community helper, someone that you see in your schools and even in your businesses, is a custodian. A custodian does a lot of moving and stretching. So this one, in these yoga cards, they call this one the custodian. So you're standing up straight and tall and lean your arms to one side and stretch. And how about we hold it for a count of 3? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. I went to the left side. Now let's see if we can do it to the right side. I'm going to put my arms up high. I'm going to reach to the right, and I'm going to count to 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right. For the, what do they have? A teacher, okay? Now, this is an interesting move, I thought, for a teacher. But for a teacher, they have, it's almost like a partly sitting move with your hands out like this. I don't know, maybe because teachers sit down and stand up a lot, okay? So we're going to try that one. You're bending your knees, and you're kind of squatting. Push your body down towards the ground, and put your arms out, and we're going to hold it for a count of 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. And you can feel it in the muscles of your legs. Another one is a veterinarian, okay? This one is interesting, okay? So you're going to stand like this. We're going to put our hands on the ground in front of us, and our bottom's going to be up in the air. We'll kind of look like a tent, all right? So I don't know why they're calling that one the veterinarian, but we'll try it anyways, all right? So we're going to keep our feet shoulder width apart. We're going to put our hands on the ground. And we're going to push our bottom up in the air. Put your head down. And we're going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? How about we try maybe Put your head out like a cat, and we can count to 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. You can walk your hands back up. Whew, and stand up, all right? They have a construction worker, okay? And the construction worker, this one's interesting because it looks like a screw or a screwdriver, okay? Now this one's pretty tricky. I find it easy to do your hands up first, then put your leg up by your knee. That's a tough one, right? You really got to balance. You got to practice it. You ready? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. And every time you do them, you get a little better at them, all right? Let me see. Oh, a firefighter, okay? So a firefighter, as we did our exercises last week, and I was teaching on the different training things that they do, a firefighter has to do a lot of stretching and pulling, right? Because they are reaching in and picking things up, all right? So this is kind of like what they call lunging, right? So we're going to put our leg out to the side and our hands, one to each side, and we're going to lean towards the one side and count to 3. Okay, you ready? You want to turn your leg, face it one way, and we're going to lean into it. You can feel in the muscles of, we're going to count to 3. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Good job. How about we try the other side? We're going to turn our leg, turn our foot, so it's facing the other way. We're going to lean and put our arm out in front of us and our arm behind us. You ready? We're going to lean. 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right, I have some that I need to move my board down so I can see the other pictures. Oh, goodness. All right. So, this one is a doctor. Interesting one. But this one is just feet apart, arms, okay? And we're just stretching outward. Maybe because doctors help a lot of people. But try and reach your hands like you're reaching for something on each side. And it's going to open up and stretch out your muscles here. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right. We got a mail carrier. Now, a mail carrier also is another one that's reaching into mailboxes, putting your mail out or taking it out, all right? So we're going to just face forward. I'm going to take a foot, put it ahead of us, similar to the one that we did for the firefighter. So we're going to go forward. You ready? I'll put my foot out, and my hands are to the side of me. And we're leaning forward for a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Let's try the other leg, all right? I did my right leg. Now I'm going to do my left leg. My left leg is forward, bending a little bit forward and pushing forward. Hands out to my side. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Very good. All right, I have one more, a baker. Oh, this one, I don't know how I'm going to do on this one. All right, so the baker, I don't know, maybe because bakers have to bend down to get things out of the oven. This one, I have you sitting on the floor. Miss Teresa's going to have to make sure the camera is still on me when I am down on the floor that far. Yep, okay. So, the baker, you have to bend down, and I definitely don't have the right clothes on for this today. I usually try to wear stretchy clothes when I'm doing my videos, right? Oh, wow. And they're pushing and just leaning forward just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. You don't want to bounce and you don't want to go forward too quickly because that could really pull on the muscles of your legs. You can also go to one side. 1, 2, 3. You can go to the other side. 1, 2, 3. And then maybe back towards the middle. 1, 2, 3. Whew. You can feel it pulling on the muscles of your legs. All right, so that is just some very simple yoga poses. And you know what? I was feeling kind of stressed before this. I've just been doing a lot today, and I definitely feel better now that I definitely feel more at ease because it gets hard when there's a lot that you're doing. So these are just some simple ways that you can use yoga poses and stretches, and this is just the beginning. Miss Teresa doesn't really do yoga that often, but I think I need to get into it because I definitely feel better after I'm stretching. And um, I'll do another video. The next time I do a video, we'll do yoga again and see if we can do these moves and learn some new ones, all right? So it's been wonderful learning with you some yoga stretches to help us, and all these different community helpers that help us. They do a lot of training and stretching and exercising using the muscles that they use in their everyday jobs. And there's things all around us when we go to the store, when we go to the library, when we are somewhere, of all these community helpers that are assisting in our neighborhoods and our communities. So they need to be appreciated and thanked. So it's been wonderful seeing you again. I look forward to seeing you for another team time with Miss Teresa. Together we can exercise and do some active movement. Have a great afternoon. Get out there.